Hello folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career on Snooker 19. Today it is time for part 90 of Season 4 of the Pro Career and we start the second round of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. In the first round we had a good victory, pretty much a whitewash. Noppon Saingan we played against and beat him by 10 frames to 1. That is after Noppon went and won the first frame. From then it was all us, we won 10 frames in a row. I don't think the scoreline completely tells the story. I think that scoreline more so because Noppon didn't play well rather than us playing exceptionally. But we did play some good snooker at times. I think from them we made 3 centuries, a couple of 90 breaks. So we played some good snooker, but today it is an almighty challenge. We have got to beat Mark Selby to make, for the first time in his career mode, the quarterfinals of the World Championship. Now, with the World Championship, it's just something a little bit different, isn't it? That you do get fearful about these bigger players. But looking at the matchup history, we have beaten Mark Selby in each and every matchup this season. We beat him in the Shanghai Masters quarterfinal. We beat him in the Indian Open last 16. We beat him in the final of the China Championship, the semi-final of the Northern Ireland Open, the semi-final again of the German Masters, and the quarter-final of the Tour Championship. And to be fair, they've all been pretty emphatic victories, apart from that German Masters semi-final that went very, very close. But nevertheless, we've got how many victories there? 6 victories. Can we make it 7 out of 7 against Mark Selby? Let's get into it today. I'm very excited for this one. I hope you guys are too. We're going to be playing the opening 8 frames as part of the first session today. Then in the next episode, play the next 8 frames, and then play to an end in the third one. I'm hoping, because this one is coming out on Friday, to get another one done to put out on Sunday, and then this match to be finished on Monday. But if not, it'll be Friday, then the second one on Monday, and the third one on Wednesday. But I will push... what am I on about? It's Friday today. And part 2 of the last 32 is going out today, so just ignore that completely. This, hopefully, should be coming out on Sunday, if I get another one done over the weekend to put up on Monday. But yeah, if this goes out on Sunday, then you can expect part 2 tomorrow, and then part 3 on Wednesday. Just a bit of a mental block there, so apologies for that. But yeah, Monday, Wednesday is what I'm hoping for. But the match is underway. We broke off for that first frame. Not the best safety there from the sat-nav. Therefore, we have the opening chance. Got to get back on the black though, and even at that pace, which I thought would have been too hard, amazingly, we still pulled up short for the black. We still, even after 4 seasons, are finding it difficult to get used to that play off the cushion.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempts.
Probably one of our weaker pots. One of our weaker situational shots. Those playing off the black cushion.
This looks relatively easy.
But we did play up for the blue, then got the next red, and just tried to get a good angle on the black to try to see if we can split the reds open. A little bit further away from the black than I'd have liked, but we can still get into them. And it's just all down to a bit of fortune whether we get a good split or not.
That's a good split. He's got a real chance here.
It's not a bad split, but again, we'll just wait till the cue ball stops in its tracks. Then we'll know how good a split it is. It's not great, to be honest. Struggling to see what we can go for here. There's this one into the centre, but it's a tight angle. So I think that's probably the first option. Got a very tight red into the corner pocket, but we're pretty much guaranteed to hit something on the way back, and we're not guaranteed safety and all the rest of it. I don't think we can even get to that with side. So we are forced into this rather difficult one, into the centre pocket. I think it would be unwise just to play with an eye to safety.
Well, it goes.
This is tough.
Half a chance.
No, we've missed it. As expected, really. It's a tough pot, that.
Neil Robertson, 14.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
It's just your fortune sometimes with those splits. It was incredibly difficult. And can you play safe from there? Probably not.
8. 9.
And these are the sort of chances that we did give Nop on Gam on a few occasions in the last match. But he never took. And that's why I said that I think that against a better opponent, the likes of Mark Selby, that the scoreline would have been much closer. It wouldn't have been 10-1. It would probably been looking 6-5 or 7-4 to us at the very least.
16. 20.
But a much longer match today. This first session, really all that counts is staying competitive, so I'd like to get out of it at 4 each if we can.
Pace is key.
I think that second session is really what they'd call moving day.
24.
See if we can develop somewhat of a lead. But again, if we stay at sort of 8 each, even 9-7 behind, it's not a disaster.
32. 35.
But I think it is going to be closely run here. Alright, we've had the run of Selby the rest of the season,
Play
but
this softly.
fact of the matter is,
56.
this is the World Championship. This is the longest match we've played against Selby in. Yes, we did play against him. I think he was at best of 19, wasn't it, in the China Championship final. And we beat him 10-6. But even so, this is a longer format. But that being said, if by the end of the second session we are leading by 10-6, I'd be pleased as punch with that.
44. 49.
But this just highlights from a small chance. Yes, I know the Reds had opened up and there are a few opportunities. But even so, from a small chance, Mark Selby is making the most of this. And I would expect him to get a break sufficient enough to win this opening frame.
$57.
So he's 43 ahead.
Left corner here.
5 Reds left on the table, so there's 68 on. So it's not all over yet.
That's a beauty.
But with everyone in pots, he gets closer.
58.
And I think he just needs this red.
55.
Yeah, he does. He's 51 ahead. If he pops
Just
this
the
red, there
red
will be
required.
51 on. So he just needs this red. And it's a good opening frame victory
No
for
issues
Mark
there.
Selby.
That should be it. No real way for his opponent to win the frame now.
66.
And I said when we played the shot, which would have turned out to be a penultimate shot of the frame, that
74.
these splits that you play, yes, we could have got a bit close to the black, but really it's just all about your fortune. You can play it 100 times and it comes out with 100 different,
82.
what's the word I'm looking for? 100 different combinations.
87.
And unfortunately, on this occasion, it didn't work.
80.
We had a half chance to the middle pocket, took it on. I think it was the right shot to take, personally. Played it with an eye to safety, but couldn't really have played it with too much, the way the Reds were split. And that red also did come up a little bit too far, really, when we missed it. It was too far out, and sometimes that can be a problem. But a very good century from Mark Selby to get us kicked off here.
102.
It looks like he's going to make it a clearance.
107. 113. 120. And the first frame, Mark Selby.
And that is the frame. Well played.
Well played, certainly, by Mark Selby.
Playing
So he takes the first frame.
Mark Selby to break.
Just got to get back on the bike as such here, really. Do what we do best, and on this occasion, it's these long pots. I'm going to go for the jugular here. This is brave.
Lots of power on this shot.
The red's there. What's our split like? It's not too bad. We're going to hit the middle jaw, which isn't actually a worse thing we could have done in the world.
1.
And this is a good chance already for us to get a good score on the board. It was brave because if we missed it, we'd have presented Mark Selby with his chance to get 2-0 up. But ultimately, you know, when this early on in the match, you just can't be thinking about that, worrying about what your opponent can do. Might later on, you might get a little bit tighter with your game, but at this stage, you just can't afford to do that. It's a lot tighter than I've liked.
On the black.
7.
This should be pretty straightforward. Unforced error. Loss of concentration there, I think.
Neil Robertson, 7.
Well, I think we had to take it on. But once again, out of position.
Pace is very important.
And this has been a little bit of a sloppy start from us here. Presenting Mark Selby chances that I think he'd quite like. Not making him particularly work for it.
He's taking on the pot along the cushion.
8. 9.
It's been a poor start so far from us.
16.
But plenty of time to reverse that. As long as we don't let a 2-frame lead become a 3-frame lead, you can very quickly get withdrawn in these matches.
17. 20.
But there's no guarantee that he'll win this frame. He's got a good chance, believe me, but
21.
yeah, it's no guarantee.
26.
Yeah, and that is end of break. Whether he was trying something there or not, I don't know. But he certainly got safe in the end. So only made 26 out of that.
He's attempting to get the white tight on the cushion.
Surprised how thick that went into them, really. The all-important factor is whether this red passes the others. Looks like it does. Well,
What a great shot that is.
it's not quite working for us so far today.
Here.
And it's a good blue, mind you.
So
No,
close.
and he's missed it.
He's missed it. That'll annoy him.
Well, that is a
Mark
first
Selby.
big mistake from Mark Selby. Shows that nobody's invincible in this game.
This is a real opportunity to get back into this frame.
And I agree with Neil Folds here. We have been blessed a little bit with this opportunity. We'd be foolish not to take it.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
That was a good pop. But where's the cue ball?
Ball
Well,
drops, and that's a foul.
Foul. Neil Robertson, 1. Mark
it's
Selby,
been tough, hasn't it? Has not worked for us so far. Mind you, I'm surprised he let us play on there.
Well, it goes. Half a chance
Could
here.
you believe it? This goes. Well,
What a pot.
What about that for a positional shot? Perfect.
1.
it is very much in fits and starts, this frame, isn't it? Really is.
Mark Selby, 6.
But Selby's got the measure of us at the moment, unfortunately. I think we should have to go for something really ambitious here. Stop him staying at the
Well,
table.
leave an opportunity if he's not careful.
Well,
I think we'll
that
take that. That's not
worked
too
out
bad
like
at
he
all.
intended it to.
Not quite as he intended, but it's opened them up, made it a little bit more difficult for Selby here. He has left a challenging one, but we like a challenging pot along the cushion. We're not going to say no. But you know, if we miss
He's going
this,
for it.
it's most certainly going to be Mark Selby's frame. But if we pot it, we've got a great chance to make it our own.
Brilliant.
And it's
What a
there.
magnificent
Excellent pot.
1. Eight.
We just got to keep our focus here because we have got a good chance.
9.
Been a very low scoring frame because of the nature of the very small breaks. Obviously,
16.
not many red colour combinations. I think Selby will be a little bit disappointed with how he's played this frame so far.
He's finished a bit awkward here.
Yeah, I agree with Neil folds there.
13.
Ain't the best position, but just don't think it should be too much of an issue. Yeah, that's absolutely
Nicely
fine.
positioned for the red.
No panic at all.
24.
One thing we will probably have to do here is play up for the blue.
That's a loose shot.
Well, if you're not going to pot stuff like that, then you have got a problem.
Neil Robertson, 24.
And we just can't seem to get any sort of rhythm going so far. And that, I'm sorry about the cough, by the way. I got a bit of a tickly throat this morning, but yeah, if you can't make those sort of opportunities pay and make the most of it, then you know it's worrying signs.
6.
On most days, we'd clear up from there.
Nicely onto the colour.
Position we'd got, I really genuinely didn't think it'd be a problem, and we even put more angle into that. I was expecting to come, you know, towards the near jaw, and it just didn't work at all. We were completely off with that shot.
14.
And we're going to be made pay for it this time, most certainly. We've made a few mistakes in this frame, but not been truly punished. But this time we will be. I think it's definitely time to wake up in the next one. As I said, if we go 3-0 behind, then it is a bit of an upward struggle.
25. 29. 34. 40.
It's a good 47 break to finish things off. Mark Selby's certainly the better player at the moment.
And that
We are struggling to find our groove.
2 frames ahead, and he's starting to build some momentum here.
he'll want to consolidate this advantage, that's for sure.
It is some momentum, but as I said, Mark Selby didn't play his best stuff in that frame. So that could give us somewhat some confidence that he's not bulletproof. But equally, we've got to take the chance when we get them. And there's another one here.
No more than half a chance here.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
Playing this with plenty of power.
That's
Good
a
green.
tremendous pot.
Just look at
How's
that
that red
for a
going?
professional shot. Superb.
We've made contact with it coming back down. Yeah, it's a potting chance. A rather good one at that.
That could have finished a little better.
Could have finished better. I just didn't fancy myself getting on the black there.
5.
Don't quite think we've got the angle to go into the reds here. Would help if he hit the shot correctly.
He's on a real roll here.
No, we have gone into the reds nicely. I thought there was a chance.
10.
We have got a nice starter into the middle pocket. But I'll echo my sentiments from before. We need to make the most of this. Or
Tremendous potting.
at least don't leave Selby anything easy.
Excellent position.
Get rid of all the loose reds and then maybe hold our hands up and say, okay, we can't do anything more with this. Just don't do anything, well, that a top 16 player would take advantage of.
16.
He's attempting to sink this into the left corner pocket. That's a top shot.
He seems full of confidence at the moment.
17.
He's an expert long potter, and he's taking this on.
Needs to
Another
pull up,
trademark
needs to pull up.
crunching long
Yeah,
pot.
it's okay.
22.
And the blue's been quite popular for me recently. Quite a popular choice. I struggle to see after this how we really do much. It's whether we go for the pink. Yeah, there's a possibility of doing that. I think that's probably the best shot to try and aim for. Try and aim for the pink and go for the red on the black cushion.
23.
Or equally, just try and go into them.
He's looking to pop this
See what
into
happens.
the left corner pocket.
That's a great split. He'll be
That's
unlucky
worked
if he scores
nicely.
anything here.
That has worked nicely. So a bit of fortune, we're starting to get a bit of the rub of the green, and then that just ends completely flat as the pink goes on to the black spot. Oh, man. I know we went for one of these and it failed earlier, and I know I'm not being exactly the most promotes of this shot here, but I'm fairly confident it should be okay.
Drop into the centre pocket.
It's wide, but it's there. Amazing how much you have to give those centre pockets. I generally thought that was going bang in the centre of the pocket. Just shows how wildly inaccurate I was there.
We know what a prolific long potter he is.
But we need to
I
pop that to
assume
stay at the
he's
table, which we have done. We've got a long blue, which we're pretty comfortable with.
Great technique.
And it's certainly not signature play here.
5.
Not the best we can do, but it's working at the moment.
Perfect pace required for this shot.
Yeah, I do agree with Neil Foles there. Repeat it a little bit too soft.
Take on a colour here.
A
36.
little bit of blue. Put some fire into this, I
long
think.
pot, right up his street. Brilliant long pot over distance. One
Yeah,
of his
we've nudged a
strengths.
few more into play and got perfectly onto the next red, so we'll take that. A little bit of fortune than anything else about this, but you do need a few nice cannons sometimes to make things work.
Don't overhit this.
Particularly when we're naturally out of confidence a little bit after how the first two frames have gone.
42.
It has gone as predicted. You know, I said that even though we won 10-1 last time, it wasn't the perfect 10-1.
48.
Nicely onto the colour.
49.
That might well be a plan, but you know what? I'm not going to risk it. Really not. Risked those sort of shots in the past, not like an idiot, so
55.
just the slightest angle can stop it being a plant, so I'll just play the one into the centre, which we know we
This is
can
being
get.
played towards the left middle pocket.
5 reds left now then, so 68 on, 56 points scored. So this one
Touch required.
and the next red, and we have got the frame.
62.
Come off the cushion a little bit though, this isn't going to be easy. Should be okay though, I would have thought.
This is the key shot. If this goes in, you fancy him for the frame.
I'm worried about the camera angle here. It's usually quite telling. Oh, I don't fancy that. Really don't. But equally, I don't fancy anything else. Oh, we need this for the frame. It's amazing how the psychology of this game can play with you. It really can. Even something as stupid as where the cameras are pointing. I know that my hunch was off.
No, not quite. Pretty close though.
Neil Robertson, 62.
Got everything apart from the last red. And if we fail to win this frame now, this one will hurt. Really will.
Six. 7.
It's going to start by getting the black on its spot, which isn't the worst tactic to have here.
15. 22. 23.
So, 32 behind, 35 on. Needs everything, but something Mark Selby's done in the past. This would be a really good steal.
31.
He potted the blue there, so he can win this by a singular point.
38.
I'd be surprised if he didn't
41.
now.
45.
Although he's the wrong side of the blue, but I think he should be able to recover for the pink. Yeah, which he does. And pink's there. Oh, he's got a tough angle on the black. Can he still pot this? No, he can't. So we're
Mark Selby.
in for a black ball shootout. All comes down to this. He's 6 behind with 7 on. Whoever pots this will win the frame. It's purely because we couldn't pot that first red that's left us in this situation. But Mark Selby, I don't think he's hit that.
Foul. Neil Robertson.
No, he missed the black. That is a premature end to the frame after such a good fight back from Mark Selby. And most certainly a little bit of a reprieve there. But nevertheless, we halved the deficit. It's now 2 frames to 1. That was a real big frame for us to take there. It's huge. And again, not the best break-off from Selby.
Loose shot.
In fact, that's the
Well,
the worst break-off he's played so far. I know he's only played 2, but nevertheless, it still stands. I want to try and get on this black, but it's just difficult from here. And given the success we've had getting on the black, or rather the lack of success, I think it might be best to play for the blue.
To the right corner.
That is a quality opening red.
1.
So let's see if we can get out of this at 2 each. You know, if we can, it'd be a very good achievement. Given we haven't played our perfect game.
6.
'Just hopefully we hold for the black here. Or else it would be end of break. Yep, which we do. Good. Potted the black. On to the next red. Oh, that's right on the cushion. That doesn't help.
15.
Just wants to sink this into the left corner pocket. Great shot.
He's playing very well here.
Now, the one on the edge of the pack should go.
17.
If it doesn't, we'll have to deal with that, but looks like it should. Oh, I think it does. I think there's a gap between the 2 balls there.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
Yeah, it does. Good clean pot.
Simply wonderful.
It's come a little bit far, really. I'd have liked to have played for the blue. Get ourselves better lined up. So, as you can see, we're going to pop the brown, or at least attempt to, and use the green as a stopper.
22.
Stop the cue ball in its tracks, which it has done successfully.
Tricky shot here.
Great shot.
Good stuff.
Great positional shot. He'll be
Try and
happy
get the
with
black
that.
back on its spot now.
23.
No, nothing from the pat that goes, so let's get a little bit inventive here.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
Pace is critical here, and we've hit it
Top pot that
within
was.
0.6 of the threshold, so
Wonderful shot.
that's worked absolutely fine for us.
30.
So, this pot into the right corner. Beautiful.
Quality cueing there. Really good.
31.
Good split. That's
It's a
really
good
opened the
split.
table up
It
here.
certainly is.
37.
That's what we need to stay at the table, and we've got it. Yeah, black will go. We can get ourselves onto it. It's a tough angle,
Pocket.
but that should be absolutely fine.
Nicely positioned for the black.
Not as bad as I thought it would be.
38.
This should be straightforward enough.
Yeah, good stuff. And we are starting without
35.
threat of jinxing us to get into this a little bit more now. Just maybe. Level pegging at the end of this mini session.
That's ended up more awkward than he would have wanted.
Yeah, I agree.
46.
So using the cushions looks like to good
Really well
effect.
53.
You can't see it, but I'm almost squirming my toe there, going almost on the brake of, oh, you know, either accelerate or pull up. And if that makes any sense, what we didn't want it to do was stay in the middle. But that's absolutely fine. Panic over. I missed a shot similar to that, obviously, earlier. Yes, probably was a little bit more difficult, but you still get a little bit panicky and reserved. One thing that does save us a lot of the time is our really good long potter, and obviously that's just something that's a nature of the aiming aid, really.
This needs to be played at the right pace.
But it certainly saves us sometimes, the pink going back onto the green spot, 'cause obviously the pink spot is covered by
Well, an excellent.
this bunch of reds.
Really impressive cueing.
61.
Just the black required here.
And just the black needed, and
Nicely done.
a very good one visit
He shuts out his opponent in this frame.
victory in this frame.
68.
And from not playing well at all to being, you know, 2-0 behind and
To drop this in
worrying
gently.
about our prospects a little bit here. We've brought it back to 2 each. And it's been a good mini session. Really has. I don't think we can complain with that at all. I have to say I'm not too fussed about any sort of century here.
The long pot's on, and he's going for it.
Wonderful pot. Outstanding effort.
74.
The blue. Not going to pop one of these, I know, but we'll just touch them to avoid a foul. And it's been a good mini session, that. First good 4 frames.
Neil Robertson.
Obviously, we've got the next 4 to come.
Frame
But at the
conceded.
moment, it's 2 frames apiece.
That is the frame.
Honours even, and this is developing into a really tight match.
It's really close, isn't it? You get the feeling one error could be really costly.
Thank you to 5th frame. Neil Robertson to break.
Well, I've just had a 5-minute interval myself just to stretch my legs, go and get a drink. Because I'm sure someone said at some point that water is like brain food. Could be making that up completely, but it does feel like that to me. I always feel like a drink of water sets my mind straight. So that's exactly what we've done. And been for a
Really
stroll.
tricky. Impressive opening round.
Albeit only a stroll down the stairs, but a stroll is a stroll. But a good start to Mark Selby for the 5th frame. It was a solid break-off, our usual break-off from us, really. But Mark Selby, like we've done in the first 4 frames, took that opening red
6.
And this just might be one of those that we don't see much of the table for. We might be sat in our seat for the duration. And you'll get these sort of frames. That's the way things happen sometimes. And that's how clinical we like to be. And that's how good we are sometimes. And we've won some of our tournaments this year. We've been really clinical. And that's just through growing through the tournament and getting that confidence.
14.
He very nearly mucked that up because the black went on his spot. I feel like he was targeting that red he was closest to.
18.
Didn't happen for him. And this isn't exactly what you'd expect from Mark Selby, chasing the cue ball around. It's usually very much like Alan McManus, really, playing the angles, playing the uniform shots, if you like.
The right corner here.
19.
But a good few recoveries, if you want to term it like that, I suppose. I think this should be a good chance for him, given how the Reds are lying. Again, I'd be surprised if he didn't make a sizable break here.
27.
Maybe not a frame-winning break, but at least a 50 or 60 break, which would put him in a very good position to do so.
34. $35.
Is he going to try and go into them again? Looks possible with that angle. No. Just picking them off one by one. She's wise. Again, as one is potted, one comes available.
43.
Tough cut back here. I think naturally, surely he has to go into them here. Yeah, looks like that sort of angle. He's gone into them. What's his split like? It's not bad at all, as Neil Fold says there.
50.
And I'd be very surprised from that secondary split now if Mark Selby doesn't win this in one visit.
51.
And it looks like Mark Selby is going to regain the lead. Not a fat lot we could have done about it, ultimately. We left one red,
58.
and he's made this from it. Just the sort of frame you have to take and go, well, you know, there's not much I could have done.
9.
Just a good, solid break from my opponent.
64. 65. 72. 73. 75. 76. 83. 84. 91.
So he could be on for the second Mark Selby century this match. Unless I go mad. I'm sure he made that 1-2, was it 1-2-6, 1-2-7? But the difference is if he can make one here and clear all the balls, it will be his first full clearance.
104. 106.
I know we've sped it up the shots, but a frame lasting only about 4 minutes. I think in real time it'll probably be about 10 minutes. You know, with thinking time and walking around the table and all that sort of stuff. So,
118.
impressive stuff from Mark Selby. He's potted the pink, just the black to go for a very, very solid
130.
clearance. 131. Good stuff.
And now the frame is his.
Well,
So we've just got to fight back and try and do the same to him. Keep it in touch, and again, just fight for that 4-4 at the end of the session.
The sixth frame, Mark Selby to break.
I'll tell you what. That is not the best break off at all. Again.
This is a half chance.
You better believe it, it's at half chance. If we pot this, we've got a very good chance.
That's an excellent opening red. 1.
Obviously, the frame before the mid-session interval did comprise of us winning it in one visit. Okay, nothing of the style of what Selby's just produced, but if it does get into this sort of quality where it is frame-by-frame clearances, we've got to be on our guard, and we've got to make sure we keep up with Mark Selby, because it's very easy to get in a habit of playing a few aggressive shots, leaving your opponent on, and he just runs away with it. And in the frames that he gets first chance, he isn't going to give you those same opportunities. But at the very least, a good starting chance for us. It's all about a fine balance with position, and sometimes you just can't quite find it. You have to tweak with a few certain bits and pieces just to get something you're comfortable with. While equally, try not to miss the black, because that can easily happen as well. So after all that time, has it been worth it?
A bit more tricky than he would have liked.
Nah, that's okay.
24.
Yeah, not going to be able to play screw back onto this unless we play with a lot of power, which fortunately we have got the facility to do.
25.
It's tight, but that red should go on the edge of that cluster. This is crucial to our chance that we get a nice angle on it. Yeah, there's enough of a gap there. I'd think that would
32.
go in. But interestingly, I'm gonna avoid it. There's just something about the split I don't like there. And if there's something telling you, ooh, I don't like this shot, chances are it isn't going to go right. But it's one in our back pocket for a little bit later on. We know we can take on. Whether we can get in that position again is another debate.
38.
Have a look at our options.
This isn't easy.
That's a fabulous pot.
Not perfect position.
No, it's not perfect. We are starting to get a little bit skewy here, to be honest.
46.
Fortunately, though, we've got a little bit of angle to apply for the black. Ooh, which is almost somewhat of a cutback now.
47.
Okay, we've got to pot this. This is crucial. Oh, it's just something I don't like about a cutback. You know when you go into like an injection room and you sat there thinking, oh, I don't want to... You psych yourself up and then you get there and you think, I don't like this. Oh, and I know you can't chicken out of that, but maybe I can chicken out of that black. And just being a little bit hesitant here is what's making us struggle in terms of our position. I think we're going to be made to pay for that. This could go horribly wrong or horribly right.
That's a bad miss.
Well, we took it on in the end, and my instinct was right.
47.
aiming for the centre pocket here.
1. 4.
Just haven't done enough with the opportunity we're given. Got a little bit skewy in terms of position. It just makes you wonder whether that shot
5.
a few shots back was where the real rut started.
10.
And I was right to say I shouldn't take on that black. But, well, we did take it on. We were in no win situation, to be honest. If we'd have
18.
took the blue one, probably wouldn't have been on anything. And yes, we could have played safety. There's all that to it, I guess.
19.
But if he does clear up here, we're going to have to do it the hard way again if we want to win this at 4 each. And win the final 2 frames of the session.
27. 32.
Slightly out of position here. But he pots nicely into that centre pocket. And just at the right pace or else he'd have gone in off.
33. 36. 37.
Ooh, needs to get the correct position here, which I'm sure he will. Playing for the green just to make sure of it, screwing back.
I think. Not ideal,
But
though.
no, you can't see the red. Well, can you believe that? This is a big chance.
Mark Selby, 40.
Ho, 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 ho. Good shot. Good shot, Selbs. Good, but potentially not good enough.
Tremendous potting.
And the cue ball has finished very nicely.
And a very nice pot into the centre there. And this a big chance
1.
to avoid Selby winning this frame. Avoid him stealing it from us.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
Obviously a huge victory for either player here.
Yes, he'll be very pleased.
Can either
with that
regain a 2-frame lead or we get back into a status quo with 3 each. It really is that important.
shot. Fantastic opportunity.
We should be able to do this.
8.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket. No problem there.
He really looks in fine form at the moment.
11.
And just this brown needed. And Selby, I think, will be kicking himself for not
Is a
taking
key
this chance.
coming up here. No problem there.
And that
Could just be crucial, you know.
In this frame.
I think we had the first turning point when we won the frame where we shouldn't have done, probably in frame number 3, made it 2-1. This feels like the second one. You know, if you think about it, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. Could be 5-1 now to Selby.
Well, he's
Could
looking
well
at
be
potting this
5-1.
into the right corner pocket.
26.
But we are still in this. And after 6 frames, it's 3 apiece.
33. And the frame, Neil Robertson.
That's the frame in the bag.
Well,
So I'm very happy with that.
at the moment, with
It
neither
did feel like it was all over and just had that horrible feeling after we missed that black that he would clear up. But didn't happen for Mark Selby. It didn't happen for him. And he can't see anything on this occasion. But equally, we can now.
Playing this with a lot of power.
That's a good opening.
Good pot. Good pot. And I was just thinking when we won that frame, I was going into this next frame with the mindset very much that we need to win the next 2 frames to come out of this with a draw. I don't think what we have considered. Can we come out of this in front?
This needs good striking here.
Yeah, it does need good striking for us to get onto the next red. It's not going to come far enough, is it? It isn't going to come far enough at all.
6.
No bother. Oh, not much. Oh, we didn't want that. We didn't want that kiss. Because although it's tight,
Robertson.
might be a shot that Selby takes on here. Lovely pot. And that was the risk. Albeit, it's going to be a fairly short visit to the table.
Mark Selby 3.
He'll want to get this cue ball close to the cushion.
Just put that in bulk again. Which we've done nicely.
Well, he's aiming to get the cue ball safe here.
Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. There's a bit of fortune about that.
He'll be conscious of not overhitting this.
Gonna go straight into the blue. Well, that was always the danger with that. It was a good snooker he laid, and there was always that danger.
I'm not sure what his intention was.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 5. 1.
And unbelievably, after just that one pot, he's played safe. Is he trying to get into our head with this sort of play? And it's very much a break from what we've seen so far. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Is this the Selby way? And it might have worked already, but a bit of fortune. We do hit the blue on the way back, but because we overhit it so much, we have got the cue ball pretty much safe. This could be a little bit of a cagey affair all of a sudden.
And this is building up to be a really interesting test of their safety skills.
And interestingly, even though Selby is renowned for his safety game, it's not until the start of this 7th frame that we've really had any sort of big safety battle.
Pace will be very important.
Yeah, I agree. Slightly under hit, but no problem. In fact, it could be a blessing if this pulls up.
That's what he was
How
going
about that
for.
shot? Lovely.
He's played it well.
Oh, just about can miss the yellow. And he's hit them.
Not
He's
what
left
he
a
intended
chance.
at all. He'll be annoyed with that.
Let's play it for a little bit aside. Where's the cue ball going? Just okay. Just about okay. Okay, it's not perfectly lined up for that middle pocket, therefore I'm just thinking, no, that's not okay. Big shot to take on this, both the pot at this pace and the position. Pot's good,
Another great
and equally,
long
position's good.
6.
So it's us who comes up trumps in the safety battle. Hopefully we can take an advantage from this and potentially lead this match for the first time.
7. $14. 15.
See if we can get some sort of momentum in around the black here.
22.
Ooh, slightly overhit that. Makes the angle a little bit
Decent
trickier.
position to take on a colour here.
23.
But no need to hit the panic button just yet.
30.
Very tricky shot coming up.
In it goes.
Wonderful pot. Outstanding effort.
It was a good pot. Not to blow my own trumpet, but it was.
Looking to play this with a lot of power.
Using a bit of side to get on the next one, and we've done well.
Nicely played.
And again, we pot this one, those two reds will become available. We just got to keep our focus here. We saw earlier that even potting every red up to the last one isn't enough. We have to pot every single red that we need.
39.
Get the points to win a frame. We're not really near that milestone yet. But getting closer, we've opportunities. And therefore we've a good chance to take the lead for the first time.
47. $54.
He's taking this on to the right middle. Beautifully done.
Great technique. Superb cueing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Folds. So after this, we'll lead by 59 points. 4 reds on. Well, Mark Selby can only come back and draw at this stage unless he gets a snooker.
62.
But just to cement it, if we get this red, we'll lead for the first time and we'll guarantee that we go in at the interval
Just this red needed.
at least with that 4 each that we wanted.
And in it goes.
I don't know how we've done it because we didn't play well at the start, but you know there must be something to it. We can't be too self-critical. And hopefully we can try and push on. Again, we know we've got that 4 each at the very least. But wouldn't it be great to go in with a lead of 5-3?
68.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner. No issues there.
69. $76.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket. That's an excellent pot.
We brought that red into play now, so we could be able to make our first century. Bit of work to do before that though.
77.
Didn't want to play that soft because I thought we could have ended up behind the brown. So this is going to need a good pot for us to take the table to potentially take that century.
He's looking at this red to the corner.
Lovely
Fabulous
pot.
effort. That's a great
Lovely pot.
He's played that very well.
82.
We are certainly starting to get our mojo in this tournament going now. So just one frame to go after this today.
88.
And some people might say, well,
left now.
I suppose a little bit like in football, why would you play 90 minutes to end up 0-0? Because that's effectively what it is after
Position for the green.
8 frames if it's 4 each. But, you know, it is the first to 13. It's not like with other sports. You know, I can't really think of another example. I guess you can use it
Well, that's left
in
a
any
lot
term.
of
Like,
there.
you know, with
93.
F1 in some aspects that, you know, look at this year, Max Verstappen will win a race, Hamilton will win a race. You know, you just take that as frames, I guess.
97.
With the obvious rule of thumb that
Long pot. Right up his
more often
street.
than not, if the one doesn't win, if the one wins, then the other will finish second.
What a
So really,
century that is.
if it's a 23 race season that it is, it's the first one to win those 12 races. Obviously, there's a lot more than that. Sorry, but you know, in the simplest terms,
108.
that's what it's like. It's not really like that with football or cricket or golf, but
What a clearance that was.
it is certainly a different dynamic, but a good clearance from us there, a good century as well, and we can take some confidence definitely going into the final frame of the session. We'll see if we can make it 5-3. If we come out of this 4 each again, it's not a disaster by any means, but it would be great to get a 2-frame advantage going into that next session.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
Really nice opening red.
1.
Now, I don't know if this red will be on after we pop the black. Oh no, it will. The black will go back on its spot. Ooh. Oh, will it? This is tight. If it doesn't, we just have to play up to the ball with a safety, but this is tight. I don't think it will go. Oh, it's tight. It's tight. I think there is a gap, you know. Yep, there is. Just means we stay at the table and with a chance to get a good split.
I think he's playing this with a lot of power.
Let's see how this ends up. Not really until the cue ball ends that we know what we've got, and that's not too bad. There are opportunities at the very least.
He's looking at the pot into the left centre.
Seventeen. $20.
Now we can't get on the black from here, so we're going to have to play a good screw back shot. Probably play for one of the bulk colours.
That's a great pot.
What a wonderful pot.
I think blue is tied up. We can pop pink, but
21.
blue's tied up. Might be able to pop the blue, actually. Yeah, I think we can, so worth knowing. Got to get the red out of the way of the pocket, though, first, before we worry about that.
24.
He just wants this to drop gently into the pocket.
Yep, gentle as can be without missing. That can very easily happen.
Well, he's lost the cue ball a touch.
No, he
Would have
hasn't.
wanted that under better control, really.
There you go, that opens the blue back up for us.
Nicely played.
31.
And a few good positional shots here, and we can be back in the money.
32.
Black obstructed to one pocket, so that's never easy.
37.
But I think we've got a plan for that. But this is a tighter angle than I realised, so it might be worth just getting rid of that red anyway. I was planning to play that in another shot's time. Play the red we were originally aiming for, then a blue, then come back towards the cushion and play for the red we've just potted. But no, it's okay.
Nice
Absolutely
position
fine.
on the
38. $45.
It's not an easy game, this, especially when you're not playing well. You can start to get frustrated. But given we lost the first 2 frames of this session, I don't think we've done a bad job at all, really, to be where we are.
50.
We've got a good chance now. Certainly got a good contribution here And if we can finish off and deliver the goods,
What a top shot that
we will lead at the end of this first session.
Great cueing.
But that is a cut back on the black, something I don't want to take on at this stage. Thank you very much.
The long pot's on, and he's going for it. Well, that's just outstanding. Superb pot.
56.
So 5 reds
Nice
left.
Position for the black.
57 is the lead. After this, it'll be 64. And with another red, we will win the frame. And we will achieve our goal of being 5-3 up after this session, which effectively, after losing that first 2 frames,
54.
is a really solid 5-1 over the last
Just
6.
needs the red.
And the red's there.
Pot.
Really good performance. We've really upped the ante, I think, in the last few frames. You know, some decent stuff played in that first session, mid-session of the first glut of 4 frames. But since then, you know, we've been in good form.
Nicely
The only
onto
real problem, I think, was missing that black
Challenging
with the
pot.
cutback. Apart from that, we played pretty well. And hopefully we can take some of that momentum into the next session, which, as I said, I hope to bring you guys tomorrow at the same time. With the 3rd session on Wednesday. Just to keep the pace up of these matches. Unfortunately, that's not quite worked. I don't think there is a gap in between
80.
pink and red for the centre pocket. No, there's not, so... Play a bit of a half shot into this pocket here. It's tough, but if it doesn't go in, it doesn't really matter. No, he has done, though.
What a
Good shot.
fabulous pot that is.
Even the ones you're not too bothered about going in do if you're playing well.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
85.
tough shot coming up.
Ooh, unfortunate on the red there. But you know what? It's not going to matter. It's a very good break.
Neil
1
Robertson.
frame break as well, obviously. 1 frame break, 1 visit even. Huh, we've done it in 1 visit and we lead
The frame.
by 5 frames to 3, coming up to the
2-frame lead
interval from the first session. A very good start for us. I'm very happy with that.
Even further.
And hopefully we can take that momentum into the next session, which again will be 8 frames. So thank you very much for your company today, folks. I have been TIJ Gaming, and until the next time, I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.